Good morning, students. We are starting off with the revision of the next chapter or the second chapter, that is microorganisms. Microorganisms are also known as microbes, and we cannot see these microorganisms with our naked eyes. We can see the microorganism with the help of the microscope. Now, where are microorganisms found? Microorganisms are found in air, water, it is found in polar region, desert, ice cold water, marine water. So, we can see that they are widely distributed, and also to tide over unfavorable condition. Okay, they develop cyst, so which gives them a survival advantage. Cyst is a hard outer covering which they develop around itself to tide over the unfavorable conditions. Now next, moving on to classification of microorganism. The microorganism can be classified into bacteria, algae, viruses, fungi and protozoa. Now bacteria. Based on the shape, it can be divided into bacillus, cocci, vibrio, spirulum. Okay, and these are single celled. They are prokaryotes. It means they do not have a membrane bound nucleus. Next, we will move on to algae. Algae are autotrophic in nature and they occur abundantly like grasses in aquatic habitat. That's why they are called as grasses of water. Either they can be single celled or they can be multi-celled. Example of a single celled would be Chlamydomonas and multi-celled would be Spirogyra. This is to do with the algae. Viruses are known as the link between living and non-living because they exhibit the characteristics of both living as well as non-living. Fungi, over here example would be mushroom. These are a group of plant-like organisms, but they exhibit heterotrophic nutrition. That means they depend upon the other organism for food. Now they usually are seen growing on either moist bread, leather, cotton, paper, etc. Now these organisms secrete their digestive juices outside the body, break down the complex food substances into simple one, and then it is absorbed. Next, moving on to protozoa. Now protozoa they are unicellular organism. They exhibit animal-like characteristics. Example, you have several example like amoeba, paramecium, etc. So they are also a heterotrophic organism. Few of the protozoa live as a parasite in the body of the other organisms also. Next, we will move on to useful microorganism. Blue-green algae and rhizobium play a very important role in agriculture because they can fix nitrogen. We know that the nitrogen cannot be readily be absorbed by the plant. It has to be converted into its usable form. That is brought about by blue-green algae and rhizobium. Apart from that, for commercial purposes, we have lactobacillus, okay, which is used to make the curd, and also bacteria are used to make cheese, pickles, etc. And apart from this, few more commercial uses are: yeast is used in the process of fermentation. Fermentation is nothing but absence of In the absence of oxygen, glucose is converted to ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide in the presence of oxygen. So the definition of fermentation is very important. Kindly go through it. And fermentation is also used to make dishes like idlis, doklas and dosas. And the carbon dioxide released during the fermentation process, okay, makes the doklas and the idli soft and fluffy. For medicinal use, now let's move on to the medicinal use. It is used as an antibiotic. Penicillin notatum is obtained from the fungus. It stops the cell wall formation, okay, thereby you are inactivating the bacteria or you are destroying the bacteria. And penicillin notatum acts against staphylococcus that causes cold. Antibiotics is also mixed with livestock and poultry to boost their immunity. They are also used to control many plant diseases that is caused by microorganisms. Vaccines. Now, vaccine is a suspension of a dead or weak microbes which when injected into the body stimulates the immune response, and in turn our body produces a substance known as antibodies. So what is vaccine? Vaccine is a suspension of weak or dead microbes, and once when it is injected into our body, it creates an response, and that response is in the form of antibodies, and antibodies fight against the diseases, and these antibodies remain and protect us from any microbial attack in the future. Now the process of injecting a vaccine in an organism's body for protection against disease is called vaccination. What is vaccination? It is nothing but it's a process of injecting a vaccine in an organism's body for protecting against disease is called as vaccination. Now, microbes also play a very important role in cleaning environment. Apart from commercial use and medicinal use, it also plays a very important role in cleaning environment. For example, certain bacteria and fungi, they eat up they decompose the dead and decaying organic matter. Now once they decompose, what happens? Whatever the nutrients are trapped within the organism, that is released back into the soil. So nutrients, it makes the soil nutrient enriched and nutrient cycle is maintained. And also Pseudomonas, it decomposes sewage and other waste in water, so thereby helping in cleaning the environment as well as the water. Hopefully this is clear to you, the role of microbes in the environment.